All right, we have a question here from the Facebook page for Don, and Alicia Milan is asking, well, first question is, what's your favorite medium to work with?
That's a hard question. I don't know. I don't want to be cute or evasive in an answer. And it's say, oh, I like them all sounds so, yeah, you're afraid to choose or something. That's not it. I would maybe like to put it like the next one I use, whatever that is, maybe that I haven't used before. I think experimenting in new things. For instance, had you asked me what type of wood do you like to carve, before I started the one that's down the basement, the TV watcher, I believe somebody called it, I had never carved basswood. Well, I would have told you for the answer of that I liked cedar and walnut, any other kind of wood. I've even carved in. I have an artwork in Carrara marble, and I loved that. Except it came from Italy, and it's very expensive marble, and I really couldn't afford big hunks of marble. I like to do kind of big things, but I love the carving of the brick, across from Donna's Bend, it's a big eagle, and up in Blunnville, in front of the courthouse, is a veterans monument with an eternal flame on it. I liked all those designs and loved doing them. I don't know. I think it's just the next thing that crops up. I don't know.
Let me rephrase her question a little bit.
All right.
Maybe that'll make it easier. She said favorite. Okay, what medium are you most comfortable with? Where you feel like, you know, I can do this. You're not so worried about disaster happening. You know, you're comfortable. Is
I
everything a challenge?
never felt too comfortable. I don't know. That next, I don't care how good you are. It's kind of like a pro batter and pitcher. That pitcher may throw a beanball the next one, and even if you was Casey at the bat, the next time you came up, you struck out. And I think I keep that back of my mind, that I'm leery of something. It's not only that, it's one of the reasons I made that kill god. He was gonna. I wanted to.
Yeah, that's next
I
thing I was
wanted
going
to
to
cover
say.
all
Yeah.
the bases. I didn't want something jumping up and grabbing me.
Yeah, I was thinking since you took, well, I mean, you got your master's in pottery, right?
Yes.
I was thinking, oh, that would be like maybe an obvious comfort, but then again, it's still the element of the unknown.
Oh,
with the
yeah.
killing, right?
That and most people that I've seen, professionals, will say that next year I did this today and stuff. Next time I may not touch that ball. I might have had 4 for 4 today and not touch it the next time. They're kind of leery. If you, I'm leery about predicting it. I feel like I do put in enough hard work. I feel like I can, but I'm not. I wouldn't swear to it. That probably probably didn't answer the question. But the thing is, if somebody comes down the road with a new material or something, who knows? I never have cast any plastic. I might like to start out with a great big 10-inch tall, 8-inch square hunk of plastic and carve something out of that. And I might love plastic after that. Gosh, I might think about that. I think it was healthy when I had students do the whole thing when they did the artwork. I taught them to cut glass and stuff, and I was just seeing a student's letter saying they had to make the frame and cut the glass and mat and all that. They had to finish that frame, and we like to antique our frames, and we learned to rub and buff gold on highlights and stuff. Oh golly, it's just a mountain of things. There's some people that would just love framing and do it for a living and do a beautiful job at it. I like to frame, but I hate to limit it. I just couldn't tell the next thing. As you notice, the things I tried to show you that I had attempted anyway, and a person might sacrifice a lot of ability or works of art. They might sacrifice some of it by not staying with one thing long enough. But I think that you just jump back. If you carved brick 30 years ago, if there was a load of brick there, I could carve them today. I feel sure. Now I wouldn't feel sure that I'd turn out a masterpiece, but I know how to start out and what to look for and what to aim at. But there's no guarantees in any medium. I know one time the Medusa is over there. It's a large wooden sculpture that you may have seen, or you will, or may have seen a picture of it. When I got that tree, it's upside down and it's about 8 feet tall or something like that. But when I carved down into that cedar, I ran across, the cedar had grown around a river rock. In that one piece of wood, I ran across a river rock and a piece of barbed wire, which somebody had nailed their fence to that sculpture. So you also get down, sometimes in sculptures, if it's just a tree or something, a tree's limb will rot, maybe a short one. That tree will grow around that limb. Now, later on, when somebody carves down to that, all they find is either a black, rotten piece of wood or no wood at all. There'll just be a hole there. So sometimes you have to mix up a wooden mixture of whatever you're carving. If it's cherry, you want cherry, of course. But and fill that in. But you have kind of a license to do that. You can't predict what's going to be in the middle of that wood. But I think overcoming adversity is good for you. I think jump in there and try something that you haven't tried before, and you get a lot of good feeling if something turns out halfway good.
I think that's good advice in general in art, because I think you're right that, sticking with what you're comfortable with is not necessarily the best place to be.
No.
That's where you'd start to,
yeah.
I don't know, get kind of
what if a musician
predictable
did that?
maybe.
Yeah, they're not gonna last long if they just stick to that.
Stick to what you do best. Some people, it's formula is
Yeah.
what they call that.
Yeah.